ish. The appointed time for the March meeting of the Wood County Board of Supervisors. At this time, I will call that meeting to order. I'd ask the clerk to please take the roll, and I believe he has already done that.
Yes, sir.
And I would call on Supervisor Hamilton to please come forward for the invocation. While Brad is on his way up here, I'd ask the body to please rise and then remain standing after the invocation for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let us pray. Lord, thank you for another day that we may do your will in our lives. Guide us that we may show grace in all that we do and for the people that we represent. Lord, please watch over and protect the men and women of our protective services and our armed forces, that they will be guided by your word. We thank you, those that have served and those that have given the ultimate sacrifice for our safety and our freedom. Amen.
Amen.
Please join the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Supervisor Hamilton, and thank you for those who are in attendance today. Some of you have been here since the start of the public hearing this morning. We have an agenda here. It's not real long today, and we'll move through it as expeditiously as we can. First order of business is the minutes from the previous session. I entertain a motion approved by Hamilton, second by LaFontaine. Is there any discussion on those minutes? Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And motion carries. Thank you. We have no excusals today. We have no resignations. We have a couple of appointments that I'm going to do real quickly here, and that is to the Wood County CDBG Housing Committee, a 2-year term for Laura Francis and Ken Curry. And is there any objection to me taking these concurrently here? There are a couple others. And the other is to the Aging Disability Resource Center, Central Wisconsin Board, Maria Pregler as a citizen member. Motion by Hamilton, second by Lightnum. Is there any discussion? All in favor of those appointments, please signify by aye.
Aye.
And opposed? And that motion carries. After we have the resolution in regard to Lake Management District, we will then do the appointments to that board. Is there any public comment today? Any public comment? Any public comment? All right, seeing no public comment, I'm going to move on here to acknowledgments and recognitions. We have a fairly significant acknowledgement and recognition today, and I'm going to call on Supervisor Lightnum, who is the chairman of our Conservation Education Committee, to please come forward and lead this off. So, Bill, the floor is yours.
Morning, everyone. So as a member of the Wood County Board of Supervisors and SEED Chair, joining me at the podium this morning are Melissa and Travis, Marty. I'm glad to have them with us this morning. Really significant honor, and in a minute I think Travis will get into how much of an honor it is. But these two young folks, I can say that easily, are the 2023 Wisconsin, not just Wood County, but the 2023 Wisconsin Outstanding Young Farmers of the Year. And so we present, on behalf of the board, we present this award to both of them. I had a discussion with them both as to who I should hand it to. And I think I know who it should be. Travis would like to say a few words to you.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I've been given 2 minutes to talk, and I'll give you a quick overview of who we are and what we do. We're third-generation dairy farmers. My grandparents, Ron and Arlene, started in 1954. My parents, Mick and Kitty, transitioned into the farm in 1978. And my wife and I came back in 2007 to start farming ourselves. So it's a multi-generation farm. We have 4 children. They all help on the farm when they're not in school or in sports. So our farm has grown to 1,200 acres of crops and 500 black and white Holstein dairy cows is what we milk. We grow corn, soybeans, and alfalfa to support the herd for feed. And my dad and grandpa mean a lot to me. They taught us to take care of the cows and the land, and then the cows and the land will take care of us. So that's our motto. Our main goals are to raise our children on the farm, teaching them the values of hard work and commitment. We strive to make our farm sustainable for future generations if they decide they want to be farmers as well. So thank you all very much for this award. I really appreciate it.
And in recognition of that, the last page in your packet was a resolution in congratulations of the Marty family. And I'm going to ask Trent to please pull that to the front here, read that resolution, and we will act on that.
This will be Resolution 23-3-1, congratulating Travis and Melissa Marty, winners of the 2023 Wisconsin's Outstanding Young Farmer Award. Whereas Marty Farms is a third-generation farm located in the towns of Arpin and Hanson, and whereas Ronald Marty started the farm in 1954, and it has passed through the generations to Mick and Kitty Marty, and now to Travis and Melissa Marty. And whereas in 1966, Ron and Arlene Marty, the founders of Marty Farms, were named Outstanding Young Farmers in Wood County. And whereas in 1988, Mick and Kitty Marty, the second generation, were named Outstanding Young Farmers in Wood County. And whereas at the 69th Annual Outstanding Young Farmers Award held in January of 2023, the third generation of the family, Travis and Melissa Marty, were awarded the Wisconsin Outstanding Young Farmers. And whereas when Travis joined the farm, the family milked about 160 cows and had 150 replacement stock. Through hard work and innovation, this has grown to 535 cows with 450 replacements, with the rolling herd average rising to 30,600 pounds of milk. And whereas farm education is very important to the Marty family, with many posts about actual farm facts and daily life of a dairy farmer being posted frequently on their social media accounts. And now therefore be it resolved that the Wood County Board of Supervisors offer their heartfelt congratulations to Travis and Melissa Marty and the entire Marty family on this well-deserved recognition. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to them in honor of their auspicious occasion.
Okay, I'm looking for a motion to approve, and I have that by Roser and a second by Clendenning. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I'd like to note that was unanimous. Congratulations to the Marty family. Too often we deal with nothing but problems. It's really nice when we have something extremely positive to address as a full board. So thank you again very much. As we move forward in the packet today, page 12 of your packet were referrals for March. We had 4 of those, went to the appropriate committees. As we move forward, pages 13 and 14 is the Operations Committee of Tuesday, March 7th. Comments from the County Clerk on page 15. Human Resources Department, pages 16 through 21. Monthly update from the Treasurer on 22. From Employee Wellness on 23. And then that brings us to the first resolution, actually in the packet. We have 3 of those. Is there any objection to me taking these 3 budget amendment resolutions together? I don't see any objection. If I'd have the clerk please read those 3. Pages 24 and 27.
This will be Resolution 23-3-2 to amend the 2022 budget for Human Services Norwood Health Center, correcting general ledger account number from past resolution item 23-2-4 dated February 14, 2023. Fiscal note, no additional cost to Wood County. The adjustment to the budget totals $427,000. Resolution 23-3-3 to amend the 2022 budget for UW Extension projects for the purpose of funding higher than anticipated expenditures. Fiscal note, no additional cost to Wood County. The source of the funding is unanticipated revenues from UW Extension's 4-H general project revenue account. The adjustment to the budget totals $6,005. Resolution 23-3-4 to amend the 2022 Parks and Forestry Department admin budget for additional expenditures that were not anticipated during the original budget process. Fiscal note, no additional cost to Wood County. The source of the funding is unanticipated revenues from Parks and Forestry revenue accounts. The adjustment to the budget totals $19,966.
You've heard the reading of those resolutions. I have a motion by Supervisor Bucky. I have a second by Supervisor Zerflu. Is there any discussion on the resolutions? Any discussion? I'd ask you to please vote. Resolutions passed unanimously. Thank you. All right, moving forward, pages 28 and 29, minutes of the Health and Human Services Committee meeting of February 23rd. The monthly report from the Health Department on 30 through 33, pages 30 to 33. The report from our Human Services Department, pages 34 through 39, beginning with Director Brewings, 34 through 39. The minutes from the County Veteran Service Officer on 40 and 41. And that brings us to the next resolution in your packet on page 42, and I'd ask the clerk to please read the resolution.
This will be ordinance number 23-3-5 to adopt the Wood County Rabies Control Policy and Procedures and the statutory penalty provisions attendant thereto via the Wood County Code of Ordinances. Fiscal note, adoption of the ordinance will allow for a more efficient and less costly means of administering the county rabies control program.
Motion by Hamilton, second by Bride. Any discussion? Any discussion? Again, I'd ask you to please vote. Again, that resolution passed 19-0. Thank you. Moving forward in the packet, beginning on page 43 and running through page 47, is minutes of the Wood County Public Safety Committee, their meeting of February 13th, again 43 through 47. We have the monthly report from the Sheriff's Department, begins on 48 and runs all the way through page 73, 48 to 73. Any questions there? And then that brings us to the resolution on page 74, brought forth by the Public Safety Committee.
This will be Resolution 23-3-6 to provide for anticipated revenue from the State of Wisconsin Department of Administration to offset increased fuel costs for the fleet of vehicles in 2023. Fiscal note, the costs to be funded in the 2023 budget are in lines Sheriff Administration repair and maintenance of vehicles. The adjustment to the budget totals $24,432.60.
Okay, I have a motion by Brad, a second by Lightning. Any discussion? Any discussion? Please vote. Again, that resolution passed 19-0. 19-0. All right, as we move forward, minutes of the Conservation, Education, Economic Development Committee, their meeting of March 8th, pages 75 through 79. 75 through 79. We have various minutes from the Golden Sands Resource Conservation Development Council, pages 80 through 87. Those run 80 to 87. Minutes of the Central Sands Groundwater County Collaborative on 88 and 89. Monthly update from UW Extension, pages 90 to 93. And monthly letter of comments from the Land and Water Conservation Department, beginning on 94, and those run through page 98. The Citizens Groundwater Group meeting, February 20th on 99 and 100. Supervisor Lightning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll make this quick. Supervisors, before the meeting, I placed at your places, your desks, a handout which is about a public meeting coming up on Thursday, April 6th. The long title on this is Advancing the Use of Nitrate and Neonicotinoid Findings to Inform Groundwater Protection and Improvement Strategies. Long title. The short title is, this is just the gap analysis project that's been going on for the last 2 years. The significance of it, I wanted to point out to you, over the course of the last decade, there have been studies in Kewaunee County, some of you will recognize the name Mark Borchardt, a SWIG study in southwestern Wisconsin, but now the Central Sands counties are entering this. So this is the results of a 2-year study that was conducted. You'll not only see and hear the results of the study, but also what the next steps are being planned. And then I would finally call your attention to the very bottom of that handout. So in addition to our 6-county Central Sands Groundwater County Collaborative as a member of this organization, the Extension, UW Extension, and DATCAP, University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. But where this material will be housed is at the Wisconsin Geological and Natural History Survey in Madison. So the third leg of the stool, if you will, the involvement of the Central Sands counties. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Supervisor White. Any questions there on 99 or 100 as well, pages 99 or 100? All right. The monthly letter of comments from our Planning and Zoning Office, beginning with Director Grunenberg's, page 101, and those run through 108. 101 through 108. And then part of that information was related to the following resolution. I'd ask the clerk to please read that, which was brought forth by the Seed Committee.
This will be Resolution 23-3-7. Approve a zoning amendment to the Town of Grand Rapids official zoning map. Fiscal note, none.
Motion by Hamilton, second by Clendenning. Any discussion? Any discussion? Please vote. And again, that resolution passed 19-0. 19-0. All right, moving forward, minutes of the Judicial and Legislative Committee of March 3rd. Minutes begin on 110 and run through page 112, 110 through 112. Then we have several sets of minutes in regard to the Residential Options Committee. There are minutes from 213, 227, and 36, and those are pages 113 to 121. 113 to 121. Any questions there? We have various information relating to claims, pages 122 to 134, 122 to 134. Those are just updates for the board members. Monthly letter of comments from the Child Support Agency on 135, from the Clerk of Courts on 136, from the Corporation Counsel on 137, the Criminal Justice Department on 138 and 139. The update from the Register of Deeds Office on 140. And then we have a resolution brought forth by JL on page 141.
This will be Resolution 23-3-8 to authorize and direct the Corporation Counsel to execute the settlement agreements with Teva, Allergen, CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens, an allocation MOU addendum, and the AG MOU. Fiscal note, approximately $1.85 million in settlement funds minus legal fees received over a 13-year period.
I have a motion by Hamilton, a second by Bride. Any questions on this resolution? Supervisor Roser.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So is this $1.85 million, is that the total amount that Wood County is expected to get, or is that just the amount that we're getting from these specific pharmacies?
Well, it's the retailers. You want to add to this, Peter, at all? No, this is the retail group, and that is an expected amount. That's not an amount certain. That's an estimate right now. That amount minus the legal fees.
Total. We're not expecting any more.
Not from that group right now.
But there will be additional groups.
You have a whole other group, yes, correct. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right, I'd ask you to please vote. Again, that resolution passed unanimously, 19-0. Follow that up with another resolution from the J&L Committee.
This will be Resolution 23-3-9 to authorize the creation of the NEPCO Lake District. Fiscal note, there is no fiscal impact to the county. The Lake District itself would have limited taxing authority on certain property within its boundaries.
I have a motion by Zerflu, a second by Clendenning. Discussion. Discussion. Seeing none, I ask you to please vote. The resolution passed 19-0 unanimously, and at this time then, I'm going to make the appointments to that committee, which will also need board confirmation. So to that committee, as property owners, I'm going to name Eric Hummel, Lyman Chams, and Dave Orcutt representing the Domtar Paper Company. In addition, the seed committee's recommendation of Joe Zerflu. So I entertain a motion to approve those by Supervisor Hamilton, a second by Supervisor Lightman. Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Thank you. All right, moving on. Minutes of the Highway Infrastructure Recreation Committee beginning on 145, going through 146. Supervisor Clendenny.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've been going through the highway committee meetings as much as I can. And on the item there on the C is where talking about the roundabouts in the town of Grand Rapids. I serve on the town of Grand Rapids board and have for at least the last 2 years. And I've never seen a resolution or even a motion to say, let's go to the highway committee and ask them to put in a roundabout on County Trunk Z or Griffith Avenue and 48th Street. We never, it was even discussed. And then here in late September, we got a note from Roland that saying that it's going in the budget, or it has went in the budget, to put in a roundabout on County Trunk W, which the town did discuss, and 48th Street. And also they're going to put in another one on County Trunk Z and 48th Street. I think it's a waste of money. It's over $400,000. It's creating a lot of problems out there. And I say the town has never sent a request to have that. It was done by the highway department. It never went through the highway committee at all to do this roundabout, but it was approved in the budget to go ahead and do it, and to have it done after the ski show because of the traffic. I don't know why the county wants to spend almost $1 million, $400,000 and a little more for County Trunk W. Fine, that can go in. The town had requested that, but to put one in W just because the highway commissioner wanted it, and maybe the town chairman wanted it. I would like to know if there could possibly be, I've been to meetings on this at the highway committee. I've asked for a meeting. We're going to have a meeting out there, but it's not going to be conducted by the town of Grand Rapids. It's not going to be conducted by the highway department. It's some firm that's coming and doing it. I say, don't spend that money to put in a roundabout in that area. That's my thoughts.
Thank you, Mr. Clendenny. I would say that I concur with pretty much everything Supervisor Clendenny said as far as the process goes, and I know there's been pushback from some of the neighbors on that, and I think it's something that bears looking at. And Supervisor Hahn?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There's an informational meeting on the 30th that's going to take place in the Grand Rapids Town Hall. But the town has been very involved in the discussions as far as I know. I know Roland has attended various town board meetings, and there's been an informational meeting already that I think was pretty well attended. So if anybody's interested in knowing more about the roundabouts in Grand Rapids, I would attend the informational meeting on the 30th. Thank you.
And we'll also get that meeting notice out to the County Board of Supervisors as well. Thank you. All right, that's pages 145 and 146. We have an update from the Highway Commissioner, his monthly letter of comments on pages 147 through 151. Comments from the Parks Department, 152 to 155. Chad, I see I got you in the back of the room. Powers Bluff was operational last weekend, correct? It's closed now. Where it's closed now, that's what I thought we were in between. I wasn't sure where we were headed. So I want to thank those who took advantage of those opportunities this winter and ended up with a pretty good late season out there. Thank you. So make note of that. Closed this weekend. The Property and Information Technology Committee meeting on 156 through 158, their meeting on March 6th. An update from IT beginning on 159, and that runs through 162, 159 to 162. We have monthly letter of comments from our facilities manager beginning on 163. And if you don't think he's busy, take a look outside and see how much of the New construction project is up and going, a lot of steel going up, a lot of concrete going in. We have the minutes from both 2-9 and 3-9, pages 164 to 169 in regard to the Aging Disability Resource Center. Their minutes again from February and March. We have minutes from the Marshfield Fairgrounds Commission on page 170. The South Central Library System, 171 through 173. University Commission on 174 and 175. And we already took care of the last resolution that had been in the package. We can move forward in regard to the Martys. So, next meeting, Tuesday, April 18th. I know our clerk has an election. In the meantime, Trent, do you have any comments or anything you want to share?
Not publicly, thank you.
Yeah, just get out and vote. Go
Is there any other business that needs to come before this board to be appropriate? Any other announcements? All right, seeing or hearing none, I will then declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you.